Alright guys, welcome back to the table after an entire month. Just about a month since we've done anything together. I have done a few things off camera, namely the Perry Miniatures travel battle thing, painting that, messing with that, and lo and behold, I didn't even use it for what it's supposed to be used for. I ended up playing ASL on it, some advanced squad leader stuff. As you can see, I have, oh, you can't see, well, in the corner there, you can see this little remnant of the ASL starter kit, and then I got some other charts and things. We'll get to that. But when I was on vacation, yeah, I played a lot of squad leader on the travel battles components, and had a lot of fun doing that. So, was inspired yet again, lo and behold, to come up with something. And this is kind of also an ongoing thing. Let me back up. The booklet form was the last thing I think I did for the Shake and Break. I watered it down to a super fast streamlined play booklet form. That is uploaded and there for your convenience. The latest format, the latest edition. I'll post a link below this video so you can click on it and see all kinds of things, but that will be one of them for you to download. This newest thing that I'm working on is not necessarily that new. There was a ASL inspired Napoleonic thing I did a while ago. In fact, that is also posted on the Napoleonic's site, the link of which I already mentioned I will post. But this thing is, to be honest with you, if Commands and Colors and ASL had a baby, this would be it. I mean, that's it. There's nothing else involved or going on, or it's straight ASL and Commands and Colors, which probably sounds freakish and weird, but it's cool. I've been playing it, and it works. It's fun, and I dig it. So that's what we'll show you today. Kind of been wavering with the role that Commander-in-Chiefs play, and you know why? I could do without Commander-in-Chiefs. However, we have these, and they just look so cool, these bases for your Commander-in-Chief. They just look so cool. I keep trying to figure out how to wedge them in to my designs, simply because I have these. And these, again, are from the Samurai Battles, I believe. Why do I forget this every time? Test of Honor. Bases are from Test of Honor. I've already talked about this. I'm repeating myself. But they just look so damn nifty. I keep trying to figure out how best to incorporate them into the design. Did so with Shake and Break, but wanted to do something a little different with this. So we'll see. I may not use them at all. We'll focus on other things. So, with this we have, and we'll get to that as well, a combat results table, as you can see here. And as far as kit draw, which I really like, I'm sorry I don't have anything quieter. I did have a black velvet bag to draw from, and did some major house cleaning and tossing of things I haven't used, and that was one of them. I don't believe I have that anymore. Yeah, that's gone. I also had a velvet Scrabble bag that I think I pitched that too, and of all the things I pitched, it's that stupid velvet bag that I wish I would have kept at least one of them. So, the first thing you're going to do on the first turn, actually, you're going to obviously pick a scenario from Commands and Colors. This is, oh my god, how do you say this? Schleiz, which sounds like a beer. This is Schleiz, 9th of October, 1806. This is the Prussians and the French, and it is October, as you can see, with the changing of the leaves. Historical background, I'm not going to go over that. You can go over that on your own. But again, Schleiz, 9th of October, 1806. Prussians versus French. You'll need 5 victory banners. And we'll leave it at that. There's some other things that we're going to ignore, but for purposes of our video, that's what we're going to do. French go first, so everything's set up, ready to go. I'll be using these exact charts that are available on Board Game Geek. by Aaron J. Arontje, I believe. That's where these charts are from. They're free. You can download them on Board Game Geek. It lists all the nationalities. We got the French and the Prussian charts here. This is straight commands and color stuff. Nothing changed. So let's start with the French, and some things you'll be familiar with, a few things you won't. We'll go over that. Actually, we won't start with the French. We got to draw. So I've got a colored die in here for each side that corresponds to each leader on the board. So first one is Prussians. They'll go first. And then what should be familiar is what we'll do next, except we get to choose a leader this time now. And with the shake and break, you draw a numbered shit which corresponds to a leader. In this respect, you're afforded a little more command control by being able to choose which leader you want to roll for activation. So we'll roll for this guy here. He's going to be 7 or less. Roll 2 dice. Roll a 9. He is not in command. So everybody within 2 hexes of him will have to roll an individual command check. Grenadiers here, 7 or less, fail. Grenadiers here, 6, 7, 8, needed at 7 or less, they fail, and this is not good. Light cavalry here, 4, 5, they do pass their check. They can move up to 3. Let's move them now. 1, 2, 3, right here. And draw another chit. We'll get rid of these. The ones that you mark your individual units with, you can remove those command chits. Leave the command chit on the leader because you cannot activate the same leader twice in a turn. Oh, another chit from the loud, ear-blasting chit cup. It's going to be the Prussians again. Let's go with this guy here. 7 or less. Let me make sure I have him where he needs to be. Yes, I do. 7 or less. He rolled a 3. He is in command, which means everybody within 2 hexes. 1, 2, 1, 2. These 3 here. 1 and 1, 2. All 1, 2. Well, hell. All this grouping here is in command. So as mentioned, where these guys have already tried for command and failed, they get it this time because he is now in command. So what do we want to do first? What Grenadiers? They move just 1 or 2? Yeah, just 1. Let's go ahead and Let's go ahead and push these guys up here. Dunsies here. I've played through this scenario once already using this new system and had fun doing it. No real problems. 1, 2. Let's put these guys right here. Which may seem weird, but that's what I want to do. Actually, I think I'm messing up with this cavalry here. I worked it out pretty good last time, but I think I've got them way further than they need to be, and they're out of command. Let's put them back here. No touch and move. Change my mind. I might actually just leave them there. You know what? I'm going to do what I did last time. I had them over here. Let's maneuver them back there. That worked out nicely. And then these guys, again, this is a little different because I think the French went last time, so they were able to move a bunch of stuff up, allowing the Prussians to remain in place and just fire. So if I move here, I can do moving ranged fire like that, and here. This is marsh area. If you move into it, you have to stop, and then you can move out of it on your next activation, and these guys will fire standing range fire. So let's start with the artillery. Wow, that's going to be a long way. 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes away, in fact. Is that even worth firing for Prussian foot artillery? 4 hex range. would put us at the 1 column here on your upper left. We'll head to the 1 column, roll 2 dice 6, and subtract 1 for firing at infantry. So there's a 7, drops to a 6, which is nothing. If we do roll doubles, just like in ASL, we'll cower 1 column to the left, although we are as far to the left as we can be at the moment. And if we roll 12s on the dice, the artillery suffer from low ammunition. Let's go ahead and fire moving range fire here, which will be 2. So we go to the 2 column, roll 2 dice 6, roll to 6, -1 for firing at infantry, drops to a 5, which is a normal morale check. 7 or less for those guys. Actually, it would be 8 or less because they're elite. Since they're light infantry, they did roll an 8, so they're fine. Militia and Cossacks have a morale of 6, and then everybody else is regular with a morale of 7. Next, same deal. 2 column, -1 for firing at infantry. We got a cocked die there. Go ahead and roll it. 5, 6, 7, 8 becomes a 7, which is nothing. Draw another die. And we get the French this time. Let's head over there. Jesus. I notice myself bumping things and dropping things and knocking things more than usual. I don't know if the planets are out of alignment or what. It's really annoying. Tried to just hop over a puddle yesterday and ended up dragging my entire foot through the entire puddle. And I'm like, what am I, 90 years old here? So I bring that up because I just lodged a nice segment of the table here. What am I doing, French? Let's go with this guy here, 7 or less for 6, thank you very much. Mark him and command. And so that would mean these 4 units are also in command. Now these guys don't need to move because they move for me to move within range. However, these guys will need to move up and do so. So let's go ahead and fire. This could be good for the French. Let's fire the light infantry first. The French light infantry's full strength has a strength of 5. So we go to the 5 column. 2 dice 6. We roll awesome. We roll a 3 and drops to 2 for firing infantry, which is, believe it or not, that unit's gone. Now this may seem brutal and bloody, and wait, shouldn't he have like 3 steps left, or you need to hit him 3 more times? Or no. This thing is fast paced. It's great for medium to bigger battles. Trust me on this. The hits like that are rare, so enjoy them when they do happen. That was awesome. Okay, now we go to the line unit. He'll drop to a 4, 2 dice 6, -1 for firing at infantry, +1 for being in the wooded hex. Cancels out each other. We rolled 7, which is a normal morale check for them. That's going to be a 7 or less. Rolled a 6, he's fine. He will also fire. Same deal. 4 column. -1 for firing at infantry, +1 for defender and woods, cancels each other out. Rolled a 7 again. Normal morale check. He'll need a 7 or less. He rolls a 9, which means he breaks. And because he broke, mark him with a broken marker there. Because he broke, he will retreat. Again, this is according to commands and colors. That is Prussian line infantry. Retreat charge. He's going to pull back 1. Right there. Another tree knocked over. First shot of the game. I don't know. Did I already knock a tree over? Not notice? Either way, we've got a down tree and that's a shot. If anyone wants to do a shot. It's old school. X's and soldiers, house rules. Tree falls over, do a shot. That was the French. Let's draw another chit. He is broken. He can do nothing until the beginning of the next turn, in which he will try to rally. It is French again. Surprise, surprise. We do have 4 French leaders to 3 Prussian leaders, so one more die in the cup than the Prussians have. Let's go with this gentleman here, 7 or less. Rolls an 8, out of command. So we switch to individual units within 2 hexes. 1, 2, 7 or less for him. Out of command. 8 or less for them. Roll a 7, so just made it. He is elite. Who else is elite with a morale of 8? The Grenadiers, light infantry, rifles, guard units, and crossiers all have a morale of 8. 8 or less. Failed. And horse artillery, 7 or less. Good to go. Let's move into here. We'll have to stop because it's marsh. We can do moving range fire though for light infantry. That will be 3. Go to 3 column, roll our 2-6, subtract 1 for the infantry. We get a 7, which is a shaken check, but they're already broken, so that doesn't matter. And then horse artillery really has nothing to do here. 1 in battle or 2 in not battle. Well, what if we do this? 1 in battle. We're going to move and pivot. I don't have limber rules in here. They're kind of accounted for already within the commands and colors rules. So, horse artillery, moving range fire, 1, 2, 3 hex range is going to be 1 column. Subtract 1 for firing at infantry. We get 6. Drops to a 5. Again, that would be a shaking check, but he's already broken, so it's a moot point in doing that. Another chit. 2 French, 1 Prussian left. We get a French. Who's next? To reiterate, we want 5 victory banners, so we've already got 1 French victory banner. Let's go with this guy here, 7 or less. Rolled an 8. So he's out of command. Again, it drops to... So the command structure is pretty much the same for this. It's really the combat results table and all that applies. And the morale checks and rallies that are lifted from squad leaders. So 8 or less, 4, 5, 6, 7, he's good. 7 or less, he's not. 7 or less, he's good. 1, 7 or less for the artillery, he's not good. 7 or less for the light cavalry, he's good. 1, we got 2 more to go here. 7 or less for the line, out of the pool. 5 and 8, and 7 or less for this line. Failed. Not doing very good on our command checks. Light infantry here, French. Can do 1 in battle or 2 in not battle. Let's do 1 in battle. We'll move right into these woods here and fire some rounds. It's going to be moving range fire. -1 versus infantry, +1 for the woods, cancel each other out. Moving range fire, French light infantry, 3 column. 2-6. We cowered, we rolled doubles, we don't have an attached leader, so we drop to the 2 column. Check our 6, that is a shaken check. They'll roll 8 or less. 6, 7, they're fine, they do not shake. Shaken means half movement, half firepower, and shaken is removed at the end of the turn. Don't need to do a thing, removes at the end of the turn. These guys here will move up, right there, and do moving ranged fire as well. Again, modifiers cancel each other out. Line infantry moving ranged is half strength, so 2 column, 2-6. Roll 5, that's a normal morale check. We'll need to roll 8 or less. Roll a 7, good to go. I need to decide what I want to do with this. I think I'll do the same thing I did the last game. 1, 2, 3. Try and pull them around the side here. Flank. Roll up the flank. That does not go in there. And that's the French turn. And then we have 1 French die, 1 Prussian die left. We're going to pull French again, so that's 4 in a row the French have gone, which is pretty cool. That leaves this guy all that's left, so 7 or less for him. What do you know? He makes his command check. So that means, what does that mean? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this grouping in here is all good to go. 1, 2, 3. Let's pull this cavalry up and ready them right there. And right here. Don't have much I can do with the artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hex range. I may try. Let's go ahead and try that. This foot here, 5 hex range, 1 column. No modifiers. Well, 7, yeah, that's nothing. Okay, then 1 move here. And 1 move here, moving ranged fire coming right up. It's going to be 2 column. Roll 2-6. Modifiers cancel out. Roll a 7. We just missed a shaking check. And then for the artillery here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fire in there. 4 hex range is 1 column. No modifiers. Yes, there is a modifier. Nope, they cancel each other out. Well, we get a 7, we got nothing. We'll move him here. And that's the end of, officially the end of the French this turn. We won't see them again until turn 2. We've got a Prussian turn coming up. That should leave this guy here. 7 or less on him. I haven't varied the leader strengths that much. They're all 7s. He failed. Not good, not good. And then we gotta roll all this stuff up. 1, 2, let's start with this line unit here. 7 or less. He's good to go. Artillery, 7 or less. He's good. Again, these are command markers from Solitaire Advanced Squad Leader that I'm using. Along the line unit, 7 or less. Failed. Light cavalry here, 7 or less. 4, 5, he's good. Who else? 1, 2, this line unit in the woods here. 7 or less. He failed. Now, he also rolled a 12, and I don't think I've encountered this yet. I've got to turn this. I'm on the computer here. It is a blunder. When you conduct individual command checks and roll a 12, now this is from Black Powder, but I liked it enough to steal it. You do blunder, so let's roll a 6 and see what that guy does. Roll a 2, he's going to retreat. So let's fix that. It says he retreats 2 axes. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's go ahead and do it. Do what it says. 1, 2. So that is a hell of a screwed up order communication. He pulled back 2 axes. Fun stuff though. Fun stuff. Our first blunder. Okay. Light cavalry. Let's go ahead and move around and meet the potential French. I don't want to get stuck moving through the woods anyway. So that's 1, 2, 3. Done. Artillery, 1, 2, 3 hex range. We've got that right there. Foot artillery. That's two column. That's terrible roll. They're done. And this unit here, move right there. Fire at the cavalry. That's Prussian line. 4 column. No modifier for firing at cavalry. They're not in the woods, so it's just straight rolling. My God, he rolled an 11, so that's awful. That's the end of turn 1. Turn 2. Had anybody been shaken, we would remove that. We will go ahead and remove any and all command markers. Oops, this is actually d'Arlon. I've written that on the bottom. Did I do that with everybody? Colorman. Very cool. All right. And again, from ASL, this is the Raleigh face. So anybody that's broken is the Raleigh, and all the potential modifiers and 2s and 12s are to be observed. So let's start with this guy here. 7 or less. 4, 5, 6, 7. Back in business. Who else? I thought we had somebody else. Is that it? That's it. Okay. Had we rolled a 12 on that, he would get casualty reduction, which means he would drop to half strength. Had he rolled a 2, something else, I think heat of battle would apply. Again, all squad leader stuff that I've adapted for this. Okay, turn 2. All the dice back in the cup. First die is Prussian die. Let's go with this guy. Why I didn't move him, I don't know. Not paying very good attention. 6, he's in command, so he can't. Maybe he was out of command. Is that what it was? Your leaders, when they are in command, cannot move until the units they command have moved. So that would be these 2 guys. They're only going to move 1. Here, these are our Prussian grenadiers. And move out of the woods onto the hill. There. And don't forget to move him, so that'll be right there. Done. Nobody in range, nothing we can do. Draw another die. Lord, that's loud. Okay, French. Do I have, where is this? Thank you. I will take this. Thank me very much. Okay, there we go. Frenchies. Let's go with, who is this? Let's go with d'Arlon. 7 less. Failed. d'Arlon failed. Mark him as such. Let me get all these units to okay, artillery 7 or less. He's fine. He's grouping here, yes. Cavalry. Failed. Line. He's fine. Again, this may seem not as time consuming. It's cool though. I dig it. It's worth it. I think it doesn't cut that deep into your gaming. That's rolling for activations. He misses. No, he doesn't. That was an 8, and they are light infantry. 7 less on them. They're good to go. These dice like this trade better, I can tell. They're just bouncing all around in here. The deeper walls, and they're good to go. I may be sticking with that tray for the French. Okay. I'm leaving the artillery where it's at. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and pop off around. 4 hex range, standing range fire, 1 column. You never know, you might get lucky. Modifiers cancel each other out. Nothing doing. They failed? That sucks. Let's do this. And start firing French line there. 4 column. Modifiers cancel each other out. It's going to be an 8. Shaken test. 8 or less. 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's our first shaken of the game. These guys are shaken. Half movement, half firepower, rounded down. So if they only move 1, they're not moving at all. Done there. That was so fun. Let's fire at them again. What do you say? Same deal, 4 or less. Modifiers cancel out. We cowered. Drop down to a 3. Check our 8. Die roll column, and that's nothing. Now again, if we had an attached leader, which none of these leaders on this damn table are attached, which is ridiculous, you would not cower. Light infantry, standing range fire, 5 or less. Roll a 7, not bad, not bad. 1 plus 1 morale check. So we'll need an 8 or less plus 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. Broke them. So we got a shaking and a breaking. Done. And this guy has nothing to fire at. He needs to maneuver around and not block paths of egress and all that good stuff. So he'll just pull over here. Because if you can't retreat, you're going to go drop half strength or just go kaput. Okay. Okay. What else? Anything else? Yes. Put this tree back. Next. Prussians again. Roll a die. We want to roll with. Looking for. Certainly, I have a little red die or a little less. There we go. We're happy. Now we have dice on both sides of the table. Let's roll for this guy here. 7 or less. Roll a 3. Happy as a clam. Still gotta go over here for these. In command. Which means 1, 2, these grenadiers, this line, and this artillery in command. Let's move the grenadiers up yet again. We'll put him in this town hex represented by a church. This is a town hex and a town hex. I've used actual scale buildings to represent that as such. Opting for a church. Now nothing is in range to fire at, but we are going to move up here without creating much of a disaster. Ideally, again, the way things have been going for me, I'm liable to knock the whole damn table over. 1, 2. That line unit can fire at the dudes in the marsh, the light infantry. Let's go ahead and do that, shall we? I'm going to have to make a copy of this so I don't have to come back over here. see. This about a half hour in. We're firing there. That is line infantry. It's also a 4 column. -1 for firing at infantry. That's going to be a 3. Casualty reduction and +2 morale check. So here's what happens. He gets cut in half. He's now half strength. Rolls a +2 morale check. 8 or less. Add 2. 9. He's broken. How do halved units function? Well, you simply look at your commands and colors stat sheets. And if he's full strength, typically a 4, he would be a 2 for standing range fire. Makes sense? Artillery did not fire, did it? Don't believe it did. Let's make that happen now. That is Prussian foot artillery, 2 hex range. It's 3 column. 4-5, firing at infantry drops to 4. That's a +1 morale check. This could end badly for the French. 3, 4, 5, he's fine. But, again, per ASL, he is now under desperation morale, which makes it harder for him to rally. So there's that. Draw another shit. Frenches. Take this width, and this width. Alright, Frenches. Los Frenches. Who do we want? French have only gone once? Okay, let's go with this guy. Nonetheless, failed. Embarrassing. Miserable failure. And it's just going to be these 3 units rolling from visual command. Good to go. Good to go. Good to go. So, good to go. Here's how we'll do it right here. Have to stop after moving into the marsh. Also, there is a modifier when you fire out of the marsh. I need to remember that. Not sure why there is, but apparently when you're standing in the marsh, you don't like it. Oh, these 3 dudes can get moving range fire, so it's all line, moving range fire. It's going to be 2 column for all those dudes. Let's start with this guy. Firing into the town, though, and that is +2. Firing an infantry -1, so it's a +1. Roll to 7 is an 8. That's nothing. Same deal. +1. Rolled an 8. That's a 9. That's also nothing. And these dudes. -1 for infantry that are in the open, however, as mentioned, is firing out of the marsh. It's +1, so those modifiers cancel out. Moving range fire, 2 column. Cowers to the 1 column, and an 8 is nothing. So, that's the end of that. Let's go ahead and attach a leader. I mean, we're really suffering by not doing that. Nope, we can't. He was out of command. So he stays put. Can't move him if he's out of command. Failed his command check. Alright. Whatever. This is turn 2 for those of you that have fallen asleep or forgotten or I don't know, left and came back. French again. This time, what this time? This guy here? Yeah. 7 or less. 7. I'll take it. In command, he can move up when individual units are done. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So just these, well, this guy's broken. He can't do anything until the rally phase. In fact, he should have retreated 1 hex, as should, and I keep forgetting to do this, as should those guys for breaking. Gotta remember to do that. Actually, you will retreat the number of hexes listed on the unit commands and colors unit stat sheet, and it's just anything retreat-wise for the French is a 1. They just don't like doing it. For the Prussians, if you've got militia, they'll retreat 3 hexes. Reserve infantry, 2 hexes. Militia lancers, 3 hexes. Otherwise, it's 1 hex. And we don't have any of those guys in play. So, what was I doing? 1, 2. Horse artillery is going to fire. That's what we're doing. 1, 2, 3 hex range. Gaining range fire. Horse artillery. There's 1 column. God, this is -1 for the infantry. Drop to a 7, that's nothing. And then let's put our light infantry here. Fire, they're done. So now we can move our leader. And why do I do it that way? Because you don't want to confuse yourself about who was within command distance by moving your leader first. You cannot move your leader in order to bring folks out of command into command during the same turn. So, if that makes sense. Moving range fire, light infantry, 3 column, -1 for firing as infantry. Nope. Firing out of a march, so that cancels out, so it's just a straight roll. A roll of freaking 10, which is nothing. So, kind of a lull here at the moment. Alright. 2 dice left. It's going to be the French again. That's 3 Frenchies in a row. Current victory status is 1 Prussian unit eliminated and half of a French unit eliminated. We've got a fella right here behind the windmill. 7 or less. He's got it. So all kinds of folks can do stuff. This guy and this guy, assuming they move, and then those guys again. These guys. These guys. These guys. And these guys. They'll all be doing things. Let's finish that horse artillery. 1, 2, 3, 1 column right. Horse artillery, steam range fire, 3, 1 column. -1. Roll a 7, drops to a 6. We just missed shake and check. Okay. I don't want to do anything with the cavalry yet because these guys are fresh, full strength. So we'll leave them in place. I don't know what since they remain in place, this artillery really has nothing to do. Well, I suppose I can move him up here and have the leader attach. What do you think? That sound like a thing? They're done. Let's move. This might be our first melee. Melee, I had considered doing the straight ASL, determine odds, and roll less than the to kill number. Not sure how I feel about that. I haven't been doing that. So here's our first melee. We've got French line, would be 4, so we'll go to the 4 column. -2. 1 for fire, for versus infantry and 1 for being a melee, so -2. I'll re-roll a 5, drops to a 3. So that's casualty reduction, so bye-bye half. And 2 plus 2 morale check. He failed. So they're not battling back because they broke. Had he not broken, he would battle back. And he's going to drop back 1 hex here. I can gain ground if I so desired. I don't know that I desire. Stay right there. So now I think the French are in the lead here, victory-wise. What do we got? Let's fire at this shaking unit here with these guys. See what else we can do to them. going to be your 4 column. Modifiers cancel out. Roll the stinking 10 again, which is nothing. And then this artillery, I'm moving them up too. They're just too far back. So that's that. Alright, that's the end of the French again. That leaves Prussians, and then we're done with turn 2. We're about 45 minutes in. Timestamp. Who's the final? This guy. 7 or less. Failed. Cool. So now, 7 or less here. Failed. 7 or less here. Failed. 7 or less here. Good to go. Who is this? This is line. Where does he want to? He's going to go right here. Nothing to fire at, but he will move up. And that's the end of turn 2. We'll remove any shaken markers. For the start of turn 3, I'm going to do the rally phase here. So you need to be within 2 hexes of a leader or 3 hexes of your commander-in-chief. It's going to be 7 less for regular units. You can also do self-rallies if you're out of range, command range. As far as elite units, guard units, they can self-rally. They don't have to be within command range. So let's go ahead and roll for this guy. 7 or less. He rolled a 3, so he's back in business. Who else? This guy here needs to roll 8 or less. He is elite. He is out of range, but because he's elite, he can self-rally. So again, 8 or less. Out of the pool. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He failed. And is that... Let me double check. Should know this. Yeah, he just remains broken. Nothing additional happens. Let's see. Rally. Failed. The unit remains broken and may do nothing until the following rally phase. It's only if I had rolled a 12 that he would be in Poop Creek. So this guy will need what? 8 or less because he's light infantry, elite. But he has that desperation morale, so 8 or less, add 4. I don't know how the hell. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He also failed, but he loses that desperation morale marker. Those come off at the end of the rally phase. So I think that's it. We'll pull all these guys, these command markers off. I wasn't going to do another turn, but this is going so smoothly. And I think we're only... Let's go back to that. Where are we at now? About 48 minutes in. Maybe we can squeeze turn 3 in. Let's put these back. Let's do one more turn. It's been a month. It's going pretty smooth. Final turn. For this video, it's not the end of the game. French pull shit. I like moving from right to right, left to right. I don't know that it makes a difference. Let's roll for that guy. 5, 6, 7. Welcome back, sir. How you been? You've been missed. So all these guys are in command now. Let's fire with that guy, standing range fire, 4 column, +1. Why? Because +2 for the building, -1 for firing of infantry drops to +1. Roll to 6 becomes a 7. That's a normal morale check, 8 or less on them for that. They failed it, so they broke. Firing again, same deal. 4 column plus 1 diagonal modifier, rolled a 12. Nothing doing. And we'll fire those guys. That's going to be -1. Rolled a 4, drops to a 3. We've got casualty reduction and a +2 morale check, so they are reduced to a half unit. And +2 morale check on them, 8 or less. 7, 8, 9. Rolled a 7, +2 becomes a 9, so they failed. It needed an 8 or less. They are also now broken. So awesome sauce there. And we now have the equivalent of 2 units, 2 victory banners for the French, to the Prussians' half victory banner. Okay, that worked out pretty nice. And we want to move him, since everybody's done, we want to move him here. The leader will attach to that center unit. Prussians this time, naturally. Need this and I need this. Not much we can do in the right flank now with half the units broken, but let's go ahead and get it over with. Move for this guy in command. So we got nothing. Light cavalry's blocked in there. That leaves these 2 units. We'll fire with the line infantry here at the light infantry. That's going to be 4 column. -1 for firing the infantry is 7, drops to 6, +1 morale check. Really? 8 or less, add 1, roll an 11. They are broken. And did I forget to do that again? You all have to retreat when it breaks. Retreateth, thou retreateth. There, that's better. I feel much better about that whole thing now. This guy will retreat, but luckily for him, he'll retreat into the hex with a leader who will automatically attach, and I'll forward them a -1 diagonal modifier during the rally phase. That leaves the artillery to fire at, let's counter battery there. Prussian foot, 1, 2, 3 hex range, standing range is the 2 column. No modifiers that I'm aware of. Nope. Roll a 5. Normal morale check. Normal morale check for French horses, 7 or less. They rolled a 2. That is heat of battle, yes? What happens now? Oh my goodness. Fun never stops. Got heat of battle. Now we gotta roll on that heat of battle table. Where did I put it? Here it is. So we'll roll 2 dice. Oh my god, we rolled a 12. Heat of battle on a 12 is essentially this unit's done. They freaked out, routed, whatever you want to call it. They're done. 12 on a heat of battle is a unit eliminated, so use your own imagination. That artillery unit, they abandoned their post. Wow. They could have gone so many different ways. It could have ended with berserk. They could have went berserk, they could have went heroic and battle hardened and all kinds of good stuff, but no, they decided to split. So there's your squad leader stuff again. Heat of battle. Roll a 2 on a morale check. It just adds so much flavor and fun to all this stuff. French again. Let's roll the French. So now it's 2 Prussian units eliminated, 1.5 French units eliminated. Let's go with this guy here. 7 of us, roll to 6, good to go. He really doesn't have much he can do. These 2 light cavalry units is it. Here's what we'll do, watch this. You put it up, right there. Put it up, right there. Let's take care of that unit who will He's not broken or shaken, so we can form square. We're going to allow him that opportunity, but I don't think he's going to last here. Let's see what happens. He forms square. I don't have enough units to represent a square. It's the light infantry first, light cavalry, I'm sorry. That is going to be, 4 column, all right. No. Versus square is 1 column. 1 column it is, let's roll it up. -1, -2. 1 for infantry, 2 for melee. We rolled a 12, which is pitiful. They will battle back on the 1 column as well. That's going to be 4 or less. No. That's the 1 column as well. Sorry, guys. Let's see what they get. Anything? And no modifiers for them. They rolled a 3. Oh my god. +1 morale check on their light cavalry now. 5, 6, 7. They're fine. That was close. And then the next light cavalry unit here, rolling on the 1 column. -2 is a 4. So another morale check for that dude. 5, 6, 7. He's fine. Crap. Battles back. No modifiers for him. Was a 7, so nothing there. That's the end of that. I like it or not, I have to move him here to bring those guys into command. Okay. All good in the hood. Bring this camera screen back so I can see what I'm doing without killing everything. Just about an hour in. 4 clicks left. French again. What's next? Let's do this dude here. 7 or less. 5, 6, 7. So once again, all kinds of good things will happen. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. All these guys here, this whole swath. Good to go. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. That blocks them. Oh well. Fire with these 3. Starting with this guy. That's the 4 column. Modifiers cancel each other out. Rolled a 6. There's a +1 morale check. He needs a 8 or less. Rolled an 8 +1 morale check makes it 9. He broke. Since he broke, he has to retreat. He's going to retreat back here. So when you got these broken units like this, that is when you slam your cavalry against them. They cannot form square. They cannot battle back. Just demolish them. I haven't been able to do that this game. I was able to do that last game. So if that's the case, we move here. We're going to not have line of sight because the woods are in the way. Make only move 1. And to better represent that, we've got our light infantry. There's 3 shots. I believe that is 3 shots. Knocked over 3 trees, so God's sakes in heaven. Why do I have so much trouble with this? I'll just go ahead and say it. Shit. Okay. I don't think it matters, but I mean it for visual representation, block line of sight. So these guys can move up in there. Up in there. That's great. Up in there. These back here. And go where? Whoa. 2 and not battle. So he'll have to move here and not battle. Now this might be a bad idea. But next round he can do stuff. Nothing he can do. He moved 2, so there's nothing he can do there. Move him up. So everybody's in command range. And that's that, Mattress Man. Who's next? Thought I was going to be able to finish them off in melee, but they were just too far away. 1 French chit left, 2 Prussian chits left. It's the Prussians. Let's go ahead and do this guy. 7 last, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, okay. So here, 7 of us. Yes. What about here? No. How about here? He's broken, and that's it. Wow, okay. Whatever. Fire. Modifiers cancel each other out. Prussian foot. 2x range, standing range fire. That's 3 column. What is 3 column? What's right there? I'll roll that. Good lord, he rolled a 10 again. I don't know how many 10s I rolled this game, but that's 10 too many. 2 chicks left. French, Prussian, who's it gonna be? Prussian. Who's left? This guy. This guy right here. 7 less. 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of command. Fine, whatever. Let's roll command for this. Before he's good. For this, 8, he's not good. For this, not good. And this, Grenadier is broken and broken, so that's it. So it's really just this. See what we can do there. 1 column. This 1 column is brutal as far as trying to get results. -1 for melee. Yep. Roll a 9, drops to an 8, that's nothing. Now light cavalry can battle back on the 1 column. That will be 1 column -1, -2. They rolled a coward, well it's already the lowest column, so 6, they just missed a shaken result. And finally, the final French die. This guy here, 7 less. He failed. Cool. So who's in command? Who's within range on he is, so 7 less on him. 6, 7, good to go. And his artillery, who had nobody to fire at anyway, is in command, but I don't know what we can do. Here, 7 less, failed. So artillery not doing anything after all. That leaves these guys here firing uphill. That is French line, 4 column uphill +1, and that's it. Yep, let me make sure. We get 7. Normal morale check. 7 less on those dudes. He's good to go. Okay. So no more real casualty results here. That's the end of turn 3. Clean it up. How many turns are there? Well, there's really no set amount. I've considered that the number of victory banners required for victory could possibly coincide for a number of turns. So whereas this is 5 victory banners required, you could consider this a 5-turn length game. I don't know. My head's always rolling with stuff. So it's cool. I'm digging it. Again, this is pretty much 50%, about 60% commands and colors, and the rest squad leader. Again, mostly the combat results chart, the RAL checks, rallies, and all the possibilities that can result from that heat of battle, etc., casualty reduction, blah blah blah. I'm digging it. I like it. I've been playing it, and hope to have the rules for this posted at some point. Again, to repeat, there's a lot of things that should be familiar. The command roles for leaders, the stock commands and colors rules. So a number of these things should be familiar to you for those that have been watching. Otherwise, let's see. Let's look at what we got here. We've got currently for this. I've compiled a little over 3 pages of notes and rules on how this plays. So give it a day or two and see what else percolates, and add that to the rules, and then post them on the Napoleonic site. I would also remind you that this is coming up on the 10-year anniversary of the Hexes and Soldiers YouTube channel. Tossing around what to do to celebrate that. Possible t-shirt giveaway, we'll see. This video will mark a new or change in the Hexes and Soldiers typical logo. I was rocking the surrender flag for a while, but I think I'm happy with the new little Prussian drummer guy for a while. So that's it. Any questions, as usual, love to chit chat. Post them below. Let me know what you guys are playing, thoughts, suggestions, questions, comments, ideas, rants, insults. I'll leave them all below, and I'll get to them as I'm able. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk again soon, I promise.